Okay, let's talk about something big that's happening right now. There's a massive change underway in the economic relationship between the United States and the African continent. We're moving beyond old, tired narratives and into a brand new era of partnership. So, let's break down what this seismic shift really means for entrepreneurs, for investors, and for anyone who's looking for the next big growth story.
This quote just nails it, right? It perfectly captures the new reality. That whole narrative of dependency, it's being replaced by one of partnership. We're moving way beyond the idea of aid and into the world of smart, mutually beneficial investment.
So what's really driving this change? Well, it starts at the policy level. Spurred by a new geopolitical reality and, frankly, competition from other global players, the U.S. is pivoting. It's shifting away from that old model of broad development aid and getting laser-focused on commercial partnerships led by the private sector. And this timeline shows that evolution so clearly. We've gone from symbolic gestures to a much more pragmatic, transactional kind of diplomacy. The focus now is on tangible, mutual benefits, things like securing access to critical minerals and making sure energy security is a win-win for all partners involved.
And this isn't just a bunch of talk. The financial commitment is huge. Get this, over $2.5 billion in new deals have been announced recently. That is a massive signal of just how fast U.S. commercial engagement is accelerating across the continent. Okay, but here's the reality check. A lot of these big announcements are still just memorandums of understanding, basically promises on paper. The real test, the thing that really matters, is execution. Turning those paper promises into actual on-the-ground projects, that's where the real challenge and the real opportunity is. So, what does this policy shift actually mean for you? Well, in practice, it creates a massive opening for American entrepreneurs. And this isn't just a game for the megacorporations, it's a huge opportunity for small and mid-sized businesses too. To make this super concrete, let's use Massachusetts as a case study. It's the #1 innovation economy in the entire country, a total powerhouse of tech and talent. And yet, when it comes to trade with Africa, it's surprisingly, well, behind the curve. Just think about this for a second. The state has over 700,000 small businesses. That's a massive engine of entrepreneurs, innovators, and potential exporters just ready to go. But here's the disconnect. Of those 700,000 businesses, fewer than 2,000 of them are actually exporting to Africa. That's not just a gap, it's a chasm. It just highlights the sheer scale of the opportunity that's being missed. And when you stack it up against other states, the picture gets even clearer. States like Texas and Georgia are miles ahead. They're actively building their commercial footprint in Africa, while Massachusetts, and probably other states like it, are at risk of being left behind. Okay, so where are these opportunities? Let's get specific. We're going to look at 3 distinct markets with tangible, accessible investment ideas that are ready for action, like right now. First up, Ouagadougou. Now, it might face its own set of political challenges, but it presents a really fascinating and high-impact opportunity in a sector you might not expect, agritech. These numbers tell such a powerful story. I mean, just imagine, 400,000 tons of cashew apples produced every year, and 90% of it just goes to waste. At the very same time, the country is spending millions importing tomato puree, even though it's a top tomato producer. The opportunity is just staring you in the face. Build local processing capacity to turn that waste into wealth and replace those expensive imports. And here's the best part. The barrier to entry is incredibly low. With as little as $10,000 to $30,000, an investor could fund a women-led co-op that starts tackling this problem immediately. This is exactly what we mean by high-impact investing, a relatively small investment that can create huge economic and social returns. All right, let's hop over to our next case. We're heading to Dakar, Senegal, a stable, democratic hub that's on the rise. And the big story there is all about urban growth and real estate. Dakar is facing a massive housing shortage with a deficit of over 350,000 units. But the opportunity isn't just about building more houses, it's about building smarter. Think co-living spaces for students, mid-tier rentals for a growing population, and creating innovative ways for people living abroad to invest their money back home into properties that actually generate income. And the returns? They are super compelling. We're talking average annual rental yields of 7 to 9%. In a world of low interest rates, that's an incredibly attractive number for anyone looking to make their capital work a little harder. From real estate, let's turn to an asset that's just as valuable, human capital.
Our final case study takes us to Harare, Zimbabwe, where the big opportunity lies in the global rise of the remote workforce.
Zimbabwe has this massive, undertapped talent pool with over 30,000 university graduates a year and high English fluency. U.S. businesses can hire skilled remote staff for a fraction of the cost, or, and this is the really smart move, build local teams to provide the cultural insights you need to actually succeed in these African markets.
And again, the entry point is remarkably low. For somewhere between $8,000 and $20,000, you could launch a remote team. This just goes to show it's not about massive capital. It's about being smart and strategic with your hiring.
All of these examples really point to one thing. A successful strategy requires a completely new way of thinking. It's time to leave those old, outdated ideas behind.
The old mindset saw Africa as one single monolithic charity case that needed top-down solutions. The new, successful mindset? It sees 54 distinct markets, each one requiring localized knowledge and a true sense of partnership. It's about trade, not aid.
So what's the bottom line here? The U.S.-Africa economic relationship is now all about business, period. There are massive opportunities out there for smaller American companies, but, and this is the key, success absolutely hinges on genuine local partnerships and a win-win strategy. Remember, trade, not aid.
And this final thought really captures the whole spirit of this new era. When a city like Dakar grows, so can a neighborhood like Dorchester in Boston. The potential is there, the policy is shifting, and the opportunities are real. The only question left is, who's going to step up and build that bridge?